Welcome to Vsb News Online for Tuesday, May the 5th. I'm Charles Webb. A works and engineering worker is in police custody tonight after he allegedly inflicted serious head injuries on one of four men who attacked him at his worksite on Bermuda Road with a bladed article and a piece of wood. The extraordinary story is detailed for us by Dwayne Keynes, police media manager.
At about 2:15, police responded to report of an incident that took place on Marsh Folly Road. Now, it appears that four assailants attacked a worker. Now, he was a works and engineering worker in the area. Now, they brandished what is believed to be a bladed article and a piece of wood. Now, one of those attackers were overpowered by that male who worked for works and engineering, resulting in one of those males being taken to the hospital with serious head injuries. Now, the three other men made good their escape in the area. Police are appealing for anyone who may have seen this assault to contact police. Of course, they're calling the Central Investigative Division on 295-0011.
The person that was attacked, what is the state of that person?
They're now in police custody. They're giving the details of what took place to the police at this point in time.
Do you believe to be gang related?
Very hard to say. Clearly, we're in the infancy of the investigation, but what we do know is that they yielded what is believed to be a bladed article and a piece of wood. They attacked a worker, works in engineering. In fact, that gentleman defended himself, resulting in one of those individuals receiving serious lacerations to the head. The man was then taken to the hospital where he's being treated for serious head injuries. Three other males then made good their escape. And what we're hearing is three other males then made good their escape. Now, what's important to note, there are individuals who saw the incident or have information about the incident. We're simply asking for those individuals to contact police. Of course, they're calling the Central Investigative Department. That number is 295-0011. Of course, they can call the Confidential Crime Stoppers Hotline. That number is 800-8477.
The Bermuda Tourism Authority today released figures on the first quarter of 2015 during a presentation to media and stakeholders at the Bermuda Underwater Exploration Institute. Here's a report. The tourism economy growth in the first quarter amounted to $6 million in new spending and among air visitors. The average per person spending during that quarter increased over 29% per person, from $949 to $1,227, a $278 increase. That's the good news. The bad news is that arrivals declined over 6% from 2,066, a decrease largely attributed to a 14% reduction of 16,040 in the number of seats available, after some airlines reduced airlift capacity to Bermuda in that quarter. But more than that, the gains and losses, the best news I heard during the presentation was from the chairman of the BTA, David Dodwell, who, in responding to a media question, said if anything's to blame for our loss of tourists, it's us. That's right, us, you and me. Here's how he put it.
And if we really wanted to cast blame, we could say that this entire country and everybody in it for the past 30 years has been responsible. That's governments with a capital S, that's management, that's unions, that's the man on the street. We took our eye off the ball. We became, I use the words, not nice, but we became fat, dumb, and happy. Things were going well in the 70s and 80s. And the rest of the world caught us up, passed us by. And we need to learn how to compete again. We do not know how to compete. We didn't have to compete. And in terms of marketing, I think we're only beginning now to get into the serious stages of marketing, and having somebody like Vicky on board is critical because we didn't have to market before. The customers came to us. We had a great product. We had the air service. We had hotels. We had all the things that were necessary. And we woke up every day to increased occupancy and higher rates. Gone in 2008, and I heard you mention that, that one of the causes is the economy. It is the cause. It is one of the causes, but it's also us. And I think we have to start looking inward, and everybody's got to invest and reinvest in tourism. It will be the way that we recover this economy. It will not be international business on its own. And international business, if you think about it, is really just another form of tourism. Everybody comes on the same flights, they stay in hotels, they take taxis. It's the difference between a leisure visitor and a business visitor. And our job in the BTA is to go after the leisure visitor. And that's where I think, as you saw earlier, some tremendous strides being made in that direction. But let's I think put the focus where it is on structural change, doing things differently, getting the right people on board. We stay to the wicket, and the runs will come. And I think we're going to start to see that. I'm optimistic. I think you have to be in this business. And do we like the first quarter, as Bill said? Nobody likes the first quarter. But I think we put things in place, systems and people that will see us change. But I think we have to be honest. We have to say that we're all at fault for letting this thing go.
Remember that commercial where a man slaps his face and says, "I needed that"? If the truth be known, David Dodwell's little speech is perhaps what we all need. For VSB News, I'm Charles Webb. After receiving a complaint from Shadow Immigration Minister Walton Brown about a person working illegally on a construction site, compliance officers from the Department of Immigration yesterday visited the site and detained an illegal worker. Minister of Home Affairs Senator Michael Fay, in thanking Mr. Brown for passing the information along in a helpful manner, warned employers that penalties for failing to ensure the workers held a valid work permit were severe and included civil and criminal charges. He confirmed that the chief immigration officer was currently processing a number of cases. The National Hurricane Center is now estimating that there is a 40% chance of the disturbance currently located between Florida and the Bahamas developing towards the end of the week in a low and then subtropical system that will travel slowly northwards until it reaches the east coast of the United States. There is still some uncertainty about what will actually occur and where the system will eventually head, but if it does strengthen, it will be called Anna. The Bermuda Travel Authority has set its sights on the UK travel market with a new campaign that will include teaming up with the America's Cup racing events in Portsmouth this summer. Brian Darby has the details.
The Bermuda Tourism Authority today launched a new UK consumer campaign in partnership with online travel agent Expedia. It is part of the authority's wider strategy to raise awareness of the island's accessibility, range of experimental holidays, and showcase it as an instant escape with direct flights from London Gatwick. The campaign combines interactive outdoor locations around London with digital and special media channels directing consumers to the Bermuda booking page on Expedia. This is the latest in a program of initiatives to showcase the island's growing range of experiences, cultural events and attractions. Working with the UK travel trade, the BTA is developing a range of co-op initiatives, tour operator familiarization trips and client networking events. This includes sponsoring the 2015 Travel Mall Sailing Regatta and a special event at the first America's Cup World Series racing events in Portsmouth this summer. Harnessing the interest in America's Cup in the UK, the BTA is partnering with Team Origin, the event organisers of the UK World Series events, on behalf of the Ben Ainslie Racing. The objective is to raise awareness of the sailing events, encourage more spectators to Portsmouth and ultimately to Bermuda. Brian Darby reporting for VSB News.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
In an effort to make Bermuda's roads safer, and in partnership with Bermuda Police Service and the Bermuda Road Safety Council, Defon's Broadcasting is launching a safe driving campaign. Complete with thumb bands, come into Defon's Broadcasting and 94 Reed Street and make the commitment to drive safer and slower for yourself. Your voice could be featured on the radio. Get yourself a thumb band as a reminder of your commitment to drive safer and with fewer distractions. While you're at it, why not get one for someone in your life who also needs a reminder that our roads do not discriminate. They can take anyone's life. Let's drive safe, Bermuda, and arrive alive. Peace and love. Safe journeys.
There's another glimmer of hope on the horizon for the 9,000 asthma sufferers in Bermuda. Opening World Asthma Day on the City Hall steps this afternoon with the theme, "A Preventatory Day Keeps the Asthma Away," Health Minister Jeannie Atherton offered hope for those living with the disease.
Right now we're getting ready to put in some legislation which will control things like e-cigarettes, because we want to make sure that we reduce the attractiveness of smoking for children. And so you don't want people to become starting to smoke too early, because once you can make the choice, then that's fine. But in the meantime, that legislation is to make sure that e-cigarettes are going to go behind the counter. And as I say, secondhand smoke is very significant. People are in the room with people, and therefore they're being impacted. 1 in 9 people in Bermuda have an asthmatic condition. We can't get around the fact that we have in houses, we have mold, we have people don't realize that in your pillows the dust mites are in there, and therefore you're breathing in things which are going to be detrimental to your asthmatic condition. So today I'm really glad that Open Airways is here, because over time they've done so much to not only make people understand but coordinate, the nurses, the physio, the hospital, everybody that's seeing persons, and once you've identified that you have the condition, they can turn around and help you. As I say, a preventer a day keeps the doctor away, because you're never going to get rid of it. So you have to do things to control it.
The 11th presentation of Pacha Kucha will take place at the Vasco da Gama Club on Reed Street this Thursday, starting at 6 o'clock. The 6 speakers will cover a variety of subjects, from the Friendly Societies of Bermuda by Michael Bradshaw to Searching for the Authentic Self by Jessica Lightbourne. Organizer Nikki Garrett says she'd never seen such a well-prepared group of speakers.
Well, this is one of the most they're prepared. They have practiced, and they're very prepared. So they're very polished, and they'll give great presentations. One on Bermuda Friendly Societies, which is very good and informative, and I learned a lot from it. There's other ones on a young lady who's gone to France a few times. So the different cultures between French and Bermuda might come out. And we've got, the authentic self, which is hard for people to be. And this presenter will perhaps help us all be our authentic selves.
It covers a field, doesn't it?
It does.
You appear to have a husband and wife in there.
No, a daughter and father. Daughter and father. So we've got a young element this time. I just want to say we welcome everyone to view these presentations, and we also welcome people who have ideas, young and old. We have no age limit here, to be presenters and on any topic they choose. So if you're interested in presenting, come to us after the show and let us know.
I get the feeling that those people who take it upon themselves to do these things, it's quite an effort, get something out of it too. The audience obviously do, but they seem to come away from it rather pleased with themselves.
Yeah, they do. I think some people, I've heard this, it's life-changing. I don't know how far, but some people find it really, it does something for them to speak to the public about something they're passionate about, and also to succinctly speak about it, and in such a short time involves a lot of effort and a lot of inner thought and thinking to do that.
Tomorrow, journalist Meredith Aben, one of the speakers, will tell us why she chose the subject Women and the Vote. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Bermuda have gone down in their second ICC Americas Division I 2020 World Cup qualifier in Indianapolis. Bermuda, fielding first against Canada, saw Canada score 143 for 8 in their allotted 20 overs. Jacoby Robinson was the pick of the Bermuda bowlers with figures of 3 overs, 3 for 13, while Stephen Kelly, who did not bowl in the opening game against the United States, had figures of 4 overs, 2 for 26. In reply, Bermuda were set a revised target of 104 in 13 overs after rain. But soon they found themselves in trouble at 8 for 3 after only 3 overs. They could only muster 70 for 8 in the allotted 13 overs. Captain Gennaro Tucker was the top scorer with 20, while Trey Manders added 17. 3 Canadian bowlers picked up 2 wickets each. Meanwhile, VSB Sports can confirm that the Bermuda Cricket Board's 2020 season will get underway this coming weekend. On May 9th, Saturday, we'll see the conclusion of the 2014-2020 season, with the final between Willacotts and Southampton Rangers taking place at the Somerset Cricket Club beginning at 11 a.m. On Sunday, May 10th, it'll be double headers. Up at the Somerset Cricket Club, Somerset will take on Cleveland at 11 a.m. and then at 3 p.m., they will entertain Southampton Rangers. At Lords and St. David's, the hosts will take on Willowcotts at 11 a.m., and then at 3 p.m., they will take on Flats Victoria. Over at the Devonshire Recreation Club, at 11 a.m., the host, Devonshire Rec, will take on Western Stars, and at 3 p.m., they will entertain PHC. Up at the Southampton Oval, Warwick Workmen's Club will host Somerset Bridge at 11 a.m., and then at 3 p.m., they will entertain St. George's Cricket Club. With all the attention being put on the America's Cup boat in the water training, racing is actually going on in the Great Sound. The Bermuda International Invitational IOD Regatta got underway on the waters of the Great Sound yesterday. In some gusty conditions at times, the sailors managed to negotiate their way around the course. Henry Arnold leads the fleet with 4 net points after finishing first twice on the day. He also recorded a second-place finish. Peter Wickwire holds the second-place spot with 8 points, while Pierre Crosby and Jan-Peter Rode both have 12 points, tied for third. For the 7th time in as many years, and for the 10th time in 11 years, Tahira Butterfield's University at Albany's women's track and field program has won the America East Outdoor Championships. Butterfield was part of the women's 4x100-meter relay team that marked a season best time of 46.08, which was good enough for first place. Additionally, the mark is a school record, surpassing the previous mark of 46.27, set back in 2010. During the women's 100-meter dash preliminaries, Butterfield qualified for the final with a time of 12.29. In the final, Butterfield finished 9th with a time of 12.09. Butterfield also qualified for the women's 200-meter final. After recording a time of 20.05 during the preliminaries, she finished 9th in the final with a time of 25.69. Bermuda motocross rider Jair Mitchell has been busy competing in the United States of America. Mitchell recently competed in the area qualifier in North Carolina. In 250B motors, Mitchell recorded a second and a first on the day to top the class. Mitchell finished 4th while competing in the college 16 to 24 age group sportsman combined class. Mitchell finished 10th in the first race before recording a win in the second race. Mitchell closed out the event winning the schoolboy 13 to 16 BC Youth Advancement class, recording back-to-back wins in the 2 motos. Tyler Smith is ranked number 1 in Flight 3 singles of the NJCAA Women's Tennis National Championships. Smith defeated her first opponent in straight sets, 6-love, 6-love, and she will next face Janice Tolbert in the quarterfinals. Smith teamed up with Mingxing Du to make up the number 1 seed in the doubles Flight 2. They defeated their doubles opponents 6-love, 6-love. Following his performance recently in Belgium, Dominique Mayo's coach offered this observation about all the riders taking part in the development camp. The coach is quoted as saying, "This is the best result for the guys so far, including some of the big hitters." Dominique showed some steady improvement and placed himself in the top 20, so time to set himself up for a top 10 finish. In YAO Cal Ripken Baseball League action at the Kindy Field, it saw the Orioles defeat the Cardinals 17-11. The early morning start saw that both teams trade huge innings. The Orioles scored 11 in the bottom of the 4th, while the Cardinals tightened the game up with 6 runs in the top of the 5th. Thomas Gesnick made his mound debut for the Orioles, going 1 2/3 innings and striking out the first batter he faced. Liam McHugh crushed a grand slam for the Orioles, while Joshua Blee reached base all 5 times he went to bat. For the Cardinals, Austin Doling had 2 hits, driving in 3 runs, and Sam Lupchuk scored 3 runs. In the other game, the Braves and the Cubs finished at 5-5. In the YAO Senior League, 5 hits weren't enough for the Marlins as they lost a shootout 12-8 in 6 innings to the Orioles. I'm Earl Baston reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Wednesday, May the 6th, there will be sunny periods. Winds will be southeasterly and light, becoming variable light overnight. We're expecting a high near 72 and a low near 65. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Well, thank you for watching Vsb News Online for Tuesday, May the 5th. I'm Charles Webb.